As great as it was to bring the Doctor and the TARDIS back to TV in 2005, the BBC and Russell T Davies were keen to bring back the most iconic foe that Doctor Who had ever seen. The Thals. Said that joke before, haven't I? Sorry, of course, it's the giant shouty pepper pots from Skaro. The Daleks. What we ended up with was undoubtedly one of the best episodes ever by one of the best Doctor Who writers ever. Robert Shearman, inspired by his previous Big Finish work in fact. It wasn't all easy. The script went through 14 revisions. 14! At one point the Daleks were entirely wiped out from the script due to a legal dispute with the Terry Nation estate. You see, they didn't want the BBC to use the Daleks anymore in a new series because they were licensed out too much. Yeah, a lot happened in the 16 years when the show was off air. They appeared in Kit Kat ads.
We love you! Give us a cuddle!
Peter Cushing movie Daleks appeared in a Looney Tunes movie. A Looney Tunes movie. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Not to mention a plethora of merchandise dedicated to the TV show and the movies. Doctor Who itself did manage to somehow shove in the Daleks in the Christmas movie. They had an unseen voice cameo, and its director bastardized their iconic voices with this. He obviously had never watched a Dalek episode before. Yikes. That's a controversy of its own. Nation sadly died in 1997, so wasn't around to see their triumphant return on screen in the show which made them famous in the 1960s. I'd like to presume that this whole dispute with the estate would have been resolved much sooner than what ultimately transpired if he were still alive. In one of Shearman's drafts for what would eventually become Dalek, the main threat was instead going to be a childlike monster which would kill people just for fun. These monsters would later be realised as the Toclophane in The Sound of Drums.
Sweet.
It's crazy to think that if the dispute between the BBC and the Nation estate had not been resolved, one of the driving narratives of the new series may have taken a completely different direction. Luckily, due to the dispute being resolved, the Daleks were reinstated into the script. On a side note, I'm not entirely sure a talking sphere toy would have been as exciting a Christmas present to open than what my 10-year-old self really got in 2005. From this debacle rose a common belief that in a contract signed between the BBC and the Nation estate to allow the use of the Daleks in Doctor Who again, the BBC were obligated to use them in every subsequent series thereafter. This led to the Daleks becoming overused, their appearances showing diminishing returns after their brilliant Series 1 outings. It's easily plausible to see why many thought this, as they were appearing in every series of Revive 2. This included stories dedicated to them, cameo appearances, and even flashbacks. Contrary to this, Stephen Moffat and later Russell T Davies debunked these rumours, saying that the Daleks have been used so often in the revived era because of their popularity. Granted, they were as popular as ever in 2005, but as time went on, and on, and on, and on, their subsequent appearances no longer felt like an event. I want to feel excitement when I see the Daleks again, not let out a sigh and question whoever is in creative control has original ideas anymore. So what we had was a rights issue, which was a controversy. It got resolved, but later led to more controversy from critics on the Daleks' overused appearances. Exaggerated or not, their popularity led to their own stagnation. Ironically, in Ncuti Gatwa's 2 seasons as a Doctor, he never faced the Daleks. All we got was a cameo appearance, which turned out to be a flashback from an episode which aired over 50 years prior. Thus, their lack of appearances in the 15th Doctor's era was a controversy.